Hey Virgo, welcome to the Jezebel Way Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing your love and separation read for the month of January. I'm so sorry I missed your December read, so that's why you're the top of the list for January. We have Venus retrograde and we have this moon coming up, so now's a good time, of course, to set intentions, but it's also a good time to leave things from 2021 and 2021. Good time with Venus retrograde to look at patterns and relationships and your own patterns, trigger patterns. So let's see what we got for love for you, Virgo. Of course, 2022 is going to be an emphasis on divine connections, unions and divine connections. Okay. Realization. Boing. Light bulb moment. Something's coming to light. There's been a divine intervention for someone. Someone is leaving a karmic. Third-party situation, relationship lesson, and recalling, reminiscing, memories, returning. Well, I mean, it is Venus retrograde. So, I mean, what can you say? Somebody's had a realization that they are where they do not belong. And they want to return to a time in which they felt protected. They felt happy. They're sort of sentimental. So somebody's had a light bulb moment about situation, which is beautiful. So let's see what the energies look like, Virgo, for you and your partner. Partner can be a partner. You could be in relationship. You could be out of relationship. You could be loving them from across the room. I mean, whatever your situation is, right? Show me Virgo's energy. Divine intervention is definitely going to play a part in this situation here. Something new is coming again. Something new that's not new is coming again. Virgo, you may feel like there's empowerment for you. There's abundance returning, that your life is getting back on track again. Everything is where it should be. The frequency of empowerment supports our ability to show up fully and completely, uniting us with others in the deep trust that we all are connected through the same source. So for those of you divine counterparts out there, this is definitely twin flame energy. If you don't resonate with that, that's okay. This is about communication. At the heart of the matter, this is about communication. Your partner is experiencing a crossroads, okay? We talked about that up here. Number 6, crossroads, compassion. This is all about a heart chakra opening up. This is about understanding that they are where they don't belong. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment. Okay? Forgiveness. No matter, whether you feel like you're the one who needs to be forgiven or whatever the situation. They are about understanding and experiencing unconditional love at this moment. And regardless of the situation, if somebody is in that place where they've leveled up and they're trying to do better, I'm not saying that you should give them 60, 70 chances, but I'm saying that understanding that somebody's trying to do better is a lot more progression than holding on to what they didn't do right. So we need to, when we're in divine connections, it is about unconditional love. So understanding that this person is learning and growing and they are having a change needs to be supported. But it doesn't have to end in romance, right? It doesn't have to. This is just what's happening with your partner. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between 3D and 5D. Spirit and matter. Matter, 3D. Spirit, 5D. So that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. Because after all, that is exactly what we are here to do, is to raise vibration. We learn to heal ourselves. We teach others to heal themselves. They teach others to heal themselves, and so on and so forth, like a chain reaction, and that raises the vibration of humanity. We are simply teaching people how to ascend past the 3D. So, anyway, so that's where that's headed. Let's see what's going on. So understand that when we're coming out of our ego, we're not basing things about us. We're not basing things on us. We're not basing things on our ego and our templating and our constructs telling us, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. He did this, he did that. You know, that's a trigger that you need to work out. Anyway, so let's see what's going on for Virgo. Understand that healing yourself heals your divine counterpart, and so on and so forth. And then you go and you heal others. So this is about healing. This is about an awakening and healing for someone here, which is good. It's good. Yeah, moving forward with gusto very quickly. So the lovers, yeah, this is all about the twins. This is about understanding how people grow and change. Putting down the past. The victory is not in the relationship, it's in the growth. Using your intuition, understanding, yes, there is a connection here. But the connection transcends the idea of, you know, let's move in together and have 15 babies and blah, blah, blah. It transcends that because it's a spiritual connection. So let's see what's going on with your partner. Lots of changes happening for your partner. They've had to have courage to overcome their unhappiness and why they have this perpetual unhappiness in their world. When there is a black hole of sorts in a person and they're constantly seeking external validation or external circumstances to fill that hole, that means they're constantly chasing and they are not understanding about internal versus external. You have to solve your problems internally. They're reflected in the external world, but it begins with you. This person has been searching about happiness and fulfillment and understanding that external things don't fulfill a person. So they're going through a lot of growth and changes, and that's what all of this has been about. The Gemini stuff and all of the planets and, you know, arranging themselves in whatever fashion, the retrogrades. This is all about growth and change and leaving things behind that don't serve us anymore. This person is growing and changing. So let's see what's going on with you, Virgo. Okay, yeah, you're trying to release judgment. I think that you have been trying to release judgment of this person. And you have been doing a lot of work with your ego dying and understanding that this is about more than just, you know, what the world tells us romance is supposed to be about. And understanding this transcends romance. So you have been, I think that you have been trying. Although you do still hold a little bit about needing an apology, I think. You're hoping that when this person contacts you, they're going to talk to you about what did they do wrong to validate you and your thought process and the ego. So be mindful of that, okay? You're still a little bit confused about the betrayal in this situation, and you're not necessarily looking for them to offer you something. You're looking for them to apologize. So, however that lands with you, that may be something that you need to look at. So let's see what the blocks are for your partner. Okay, yeah, moving forward in a balanced way. Balance was really at the heart of the matter for this person. Balance in life, balance in love, balance within themselves. They've achieved that because they realize the balance comes from within, not from without. So moving forward with that idea has been a struggle, but they are moving forward. So let's see what the blocks for you are. Okay. Yeah. I think the idea of commitment's been kind of a problem. Why won't they commit? Why didn't they commit? Why wasn't I enough? Why didn't they offer me love? Why didn't they offer me commitment? Making the decision that this is not a committable situation. No balance, no sturdiness, no stability. Let's see what the blocks between the two of you are. So that's, I mean, it's not a block to decide that something's not for you. The block is in dealing with the self-worth issues that are encompassed in these cards here. So when someone chooses not to commit, or they choose not to move forward with you, or they choose to run, they are not, it's not about you, it's about them. And so when you're comparing their behavior as a validation for your self-worth, that's what you need to root out. That's the trigger. That's the block. Their behavior should never be a validation for your self-worth. And again, this is mirroring behavior. External validating the internal, right? So that's your trigger there. Theirs was balance and what makes them happy. Yours is based on their behavior. And, you know, if this is backwards for you, then switch it how you need to. But there's an issue here of basing self-worth and goodness and capability on their reaction to commitment to you. So let's see what's going on between the two of you. Okay, yeah, putting burdens down. Burdens being dealing with your own things, the lack of abundance and focus in the situation, defensiveness, and holding back feelings, holding back commitment, holding back whatever. Feeling deeply, but not saying, not speaking. And that's another validation point. I mean, yes, do we all need to know that the person that we desire desires us back and so on? Yeah, of course. We would like to know that because it validates how we feel. But again, there's a lot of issues here with validation between the two of you that are bouncing back and forth off of each other. So the validation point has to come from here. Not from the bouncing off and the, how do you feel about me? Why won't you commit to me? Why don't you love me like I love you? Or like I feel like I need to be loved. It doesn't come from that. It comes from inner validation. So stopping the idea that your validation comes from this other person may be a place to begin. So let's see kind of how they're feeling about you, Virgo. Woo! Tower came out on that. They were like, bam, that's right. Okay. So let's see how they feel about you. Okay. All right. Relationship. They know the relationship's in reverse. They know that there's a lot to overcome here. Tower's out again. Boom. Okay. They feel like things blew up because they were not settled. They were not in a position to commit to you because, you know, when you're not focused on something, you're not focused on what makes you happy or how to fix yourself, you're kind of all over the place. And they are saying here, I was all over the place, and that's what blew this up. They wanted to be the life of the party. They wanted to seek the external validation from others. wearing masks, trying to be, Joe Cool or whatever. And Virgo, you're kind of like, you were over here like the foundation is the validation. But they didn't know what they wanted. And that's what they're saying here. There was a lot of toxicity with partying, perhaps, or a lot of toxicity with seeking external attention. And I think what they've realized is that they've graduated up. They're the ones who validate themselves now. They're the ones who put in the work. They're the ones who make their own happiness. But it took them hitting rock bottom and running into a wall to realize that. So they're saying they've leveled up. They know their part in it. You're expecting them to validate, yes, I broke it down because I was an idiot. We all want to hear those things, but are you allowing, yes, sometimes they need to be said, but remember that we don't force somebody to come to a realization. They come to that on their own. They also come to apology and recognition on their own. So sometimes we got to check ourselves, to see what are we owed, right? I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I'm just saying they've graduated. And they've made a decision here that since they have had this spiritual journey, now they have the truth. Now they know the truth. Was it Virgo? No, it was me, is what they're saying. It was me all along. So they've come to that recognition. Let's see what they're thinking. They know it wasn't Virgo. Virgo, they know that you had to turn your back on this situation because there was not stability here. There was ego flying all over the place. This person just was continual attention whore, and they know that. And they've recognized that about themselves. So that's progress. That's progress when you realize that, each person has a part to play in blowing something up. So let's see what they're thinking. They want abundance again with you. They know perhaps that you've turned your back on relationships that aren't serving you, that you're single, that you're taking a time out, that you're not entertaining, hit it and quit it. And they want to come offer you this cup, right? However, they're not sure, Virgo, that you've healed, that you'll receive it because maybe you're not ready for them to come back and offer this to you. Now, are you going to get this apology? The Page of Cups is here. The Knight of Cups is here. Yes, you are going to get the apology, but you're going to get it from somebody who has grown, who has matured, who is able to say, look, I know what happened here. I was all over the place. I'm realizing that about myself. Instead of say you're sorry, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? They are, they've leveled up. So they're wanting to heal. They have started to heal themselves and they want to heal the situation, but they're not sure if you're healed enough to receive what they have to say. And if you're not, that's okay. That's part of growth. Now let's see what their intention is with you. So I'm seeing a lot of themes, not about romance and love really, but about maturity, leveling up, awakenings, things like that in these reads coming into 2022. So basically, they want to have a conversation with you that they've transformed. Their intention is to talk to you about their transformation. But, of course, they still feel a little intimidated by you, Virgo, because they feel like you've got your shit together, right? And they're not sure that you're going to see that they have leveled up. So let's see what this is about, these two characters here. Okay, plans. Making a decision, getting another opportunity, holding on to you, moving forward. So basically, when they come to you and, they're giving you their mature apology and they know that they've screwed up and they've grown and they want you to know that because they want you to see that as a positive thing in their road toward you. Okay. Now, people aren't just going to come up and say, well, I've had this new spiritual path and, aren't I the best? It's not that. It's about them wanting you to see that they've grown, because that's the path that leads to you. In other words, not out of a place of impressing you, but they want you to see that they've realized something. Anyway, so basically they are going to be coming towards you with these ideas. They want to talk to you about this idea of 10 of Cups, of happiness, the dream, right? This union, this communication with you, this idea of being with you. But they're afraid that you're going to think that they're still immature and that this is an unrealistic expectation and that it's unrealistic to think that this relationship could get to that place. So that's up to you. But let's see what they're going to do. I thought for a minute there I wasn't recording. I was like, oh my God, 20 minutes in. Okay. What is Virgo's lover going to do towards Virgo? What are they going to do? Okay, they know there's going to be conflict on the road to enlightenment. They know that there may be conflict in their sudden awakening. Conversation could go like, well, I'm very happy for you that you've grown. I'm happy that you've realized this, but why didn't you realize it while we were together? They're afraid of that kind of conversation. Bringing you an offer. Their intention is to show you that they've overcome, they've grown. They're ready for commitment to a Cups. And they're hoping that, if they're transparent with you, that you will see the glass is half full and not half empty, right? They're afraid their growth has not been enough, basically. They want a new beginning. New beginnings, balance with the Emperor, balance with the Twin, temperance, balance, happy, peace, harmony. So basically they realized they fucked up, okay? They had to do a lot of soul searching. Their goal is to come toward Virgo and make things right and be with Virgo again. They want you to see them as a legitimate and capable person and partner. All right, so let's see what they expect you to do. They expect you to be defensive of a mofo, right? They expect you to tear them down and spit right in their face. This must have been really bad. But they expect the defensiveness to be there. You're protective. They expect your rejection. Empress is here. Here you are, Virgo. They're going to be like, they expect you to stab them in the heart and take off. Be like, you know what? F off. They want you to nurture the situation, though, because they're ready to commit. So it's kind of a situation like, I'm so much better than you, and too bad, so sad, too late. They're afraid it's too late. Okay. All right, so let's see what a final outcome can be. A new beginning. Take it slow, Virgo. Let bygones be bygones. Move forward. Move past the heartbreak. Give the commitment, Virgo, King and Queen of coins. Partners. Happiness. Conversation heals. Conversation heals. Brings you together. So basically, take it as slow as you need to. They're going to be okay with that. What choice do they have? And also, there's going to be a new beginning in this situation. No, I know. And then we have Four of Wands on the other side of the deck. The Sun and Four of Wands. So this is a yes. Yes. All right. So I know somebody's going to be in there talking about blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? If this isn't your story, then it isn't your story. And it's okay that it's not your story. If you are in a position in which you are still hanging on to the resentment in your solar plexus, and that's still a trigger point for me, and you haven't healed and you aren't ready, then that's okay too. Nobody says that you have to move forward with this. No one says that you have to accept it. No one says that you have to do anything. You say what you have to do. So, I mean, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Plain and simple. All right, so let's get some cards on it. What do they want to say to you? The realization is an understanding where you are at on your own journey. That's the point. Okay. I'm resisting my desire for you because it's too late now. We've grown apart and you've moved on. That's a big fear. That's interesting that that comes out because we talked about the fear that they're experiencing. We were too different. That's why I was with someone similar to me. But what this really means is I went with the easier choice and the path of least resistance because I was not ready to be a mature person. I was still seeking validation. I was still wanting to be the life of the party. I didn't have my shit together. I was still seeking external validation to fill my black void in there. That's what that really means. This is the recognition of what they did wrong, but this is also the recognition of a lack of growth and a progress in their life. Karmics or whatever are chosen to serve as lessons, yes, but they're also instrumental in destruction, not construction. So there's your difference between divine counterparts, soulmates, and karmics. Karmics are normally used to deconstruct something and break it down for lesson. Destruction, right? So just remember that. You were my home and now I feel like I'm out in the cold. Yeah, because I had to take some time to figure out who I was. That's what they're saying there. I had to take some time to learn who I was. So let's see what their next move may be. Awakening. That's all I'm going to say. Awakening. That's where they're at. That's the progress that's happened in this situation. Awakening. I figured it out. It's not an external problem. It's an internal problem. And how you know that sometimes is when, somebody's projecting onto you and you can clearly see what their problem is, but they're not seeing it for themselves. And they are constantly thinking that it's your fault that this happened. It's your fault that this happened. When instead they need to go inward and understand that it's actually their problem. And it's actually your problem internally. But a lot of times they don't want to do that part. They just want to project the blame and get rid of the bad feelings and get rid of the responsibility for it and project it onto you. So just remember that this person has moved past that because they figured it out and they've had an awakening, which is a good thing. So let's see how they're feeling about you physically. Okay. They're ready to pop, right? Okay, so in the past, they were sort of self-worshipers, right? There might have been a lot of egotistical, vain, or a lot of vanity, because they were constantly seeking validation. Attention whore. Remember, I talked about that earlier. But now I think they've realized that there's an issue here with intimacy. They were lacking intimacy. They were lacking the ability to receive and give intimacy. And so that they understand now that to be known and with and connected to someone is an intimacy that you're not going to get with everybody, especially when you're all over the place and you're with people who are not on your same level. You're with people because they're easy, because they validate you in some way. You're not going to get intimacy. You're going to get bored, right? So they understand this signifies the change in how even that they make love or how they are grown in the situation. It's not about their satisfaction physically. It's not about, hey, I'm going to finish first and you hooray for me and fuck you. That's not what this is. They've changed from that. So I think you may be dealing with a person who, was lacking a little bit in the bedroom, and it was all about their satisfaction. It was one-sided. They didn't really care about your satisfaction. But now it's even gone another level in which they're talking about intimacy and lovemaking and being connected with someone. So they've grown a little bit in that area, and it may prove to be beneficial if that's something that you care about. So let's see kind of what the love cards have to say. They're going to be more about service, acts of service in the bedroom, as opposed to I'm the man, I'm the woman, worship me, right? Okay, whatever. They want to fly out. Reflection. Give each other some space at the moment. You have. Trust and have faith that all will work out for the best, okay? Another cycle, another lesson. Beware of what you are projecting. Okay, did we not just get through talking about that? The qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess, mirroring behavior. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection, triggering you to figure out what internally needs to be modified, grown, changed, whatever. Don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. So that's one important thing is to, when you're laying a foundation or whatever with this person, especially if it's a second time around, take it slow. Observe. Don't rush into it. Take it the pace that you need to see what happens. It's not a race to the finish. So, Virgo, let me get some advice cards for you and we'll call it a wrap. Unfinished symphony. Okay. Yes, indeed. Lessons need to be learned. This is about a new cycle with this partner. Balancing. Not rushing in, observing. Okay. Just because someone looks good, smells good, and talks good doesn't mean they are good. And this is about a divine connection, also serendipity, meant to be. So you're meant to go back into the cycle with this person. So anyway, Virgo, that's what I have for you guys, and I'll see you later.